Hey, what is up, people of YouTube? It is item number 17, or you can call me Vinny, and you would never see another video like this one ever again. This is actually the first time I ever had to make an immediate re-review of an original review. Time to talk about something for a little bit. I really hate it whenever I'm too generous with a said figure. And I think the Pikachu figure is a good example. Cause I did not realize the flaws all the way. I should have studied the figure first, so it's technically my fault. But you can't really blame me for that, you know? I was just excited because it was Pikachu. But then again, that's not really an excuse either. So from now on, every time I get a figure, I'm going to study that thing thoroughly and never make a review as quick as that again, because I'm just going to end up being too generous with the figure. And sometimes, I swear to God, even when I do study the figure, I just feel like I'm being too naive, like I'm not being critical enough. I'm gonna promise to be more critical in my reviews. I'm not saying I want to be a total douche and become harsh or anything. No. I'm just saying when there's a toy or any type of product, I need to critique it so that way it can improve, become better, you know? And Pikachu was a good example of that, and I should have critiqued it better because I felt like I was being too generous with it, and I hated the review the day after it uploaded. So you want to know what I did? I deleted it. So you could call this the real S.H.Figuarts Pikachu review, because this is technically not just an update, but it's also a re-review altogether. So I want to go over Pikachu again, to give you my real thoughts after looking at the figure carefully and after reading the comments from the last video. Now, that wasn't because people were shoving their opinion down my throat. No, it wasn't because of that. They gave their opinions. I thought about it, and I agreed with their opinions. So, Pikachu is a disappointing figure. I can't just say that too. I need to give you reasons. So, just for convenience, I'm going to use footage of my review, just so that way it doesn't go completely out of waste, because I'm really just kind of lazy to do the review all over again, honestly, and also might feel weird, and I feel like I'm not going to keep a straight face while doing it. Okay, you ready? Here's the real S.H.Figuarts Pikachu review. Alright, let's go over the sculpt. I gotta admit, the sculpt is not horrible. I'm not sure what it is, but something about it just feels kind of off. When I compared it to other Pikachu figures, the sculpts were kind of better in a way. Proportions just kind of feel off. I'm just not seeing it, honestly. So that's my fault for not recognizing it, but still, it just feels kind of off. Maybe it's the body, because he just looks kind of fat to me, like a little bit too fat. Like, he just looks bulkier than your average Pikachu, and it just looks weird, honestly. Some people also say that the mouth is too big. I can't really see that, honestly, so I'm sorry if I'm not noticing that. So yeah, I can't really say that's a real flaw, because it doesn't really look that bad to me. Sculpt is not horrible overall, but I think when it comes to Pikachu, it could have been just a little bit better. That's basically what I'm saying. It's not horrible or awful. It's good and also decent at the same time. It's kind of weird. I have mixed feelings about the sculpt. Some people hate it, but me personally, I don't think it's that bad. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I mean, it's a good representation of Pikachu. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure, but still, I think Pikachu could have been a little less bulky and fat looking. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I think Pikachu should have been less fat and bulky. Anyway, now the sculpt's out of the way. How about the paint job? Opinions on that are left unchanged. I'm perfectly okay with the paint job, because there's no paint slop. There's no paint slop on the figure whatsoever. I can't find anything to complain about. There's nothing really wrong with it. So I can't really critique the paint the paint job because there's nothing wrong with it. I'm giving my honest opinions on it. There's no slop. The primary color is yellow, which it works well. There's no shading on the yellow. Actually, there's no like shading on the figure at all. So, well, I mean, it's Pikachu. You really don't need shading. So yeah, it's pretty much my thoughts on the paint. It's pretty much left unchanged. Now the real kick in the balls is the articulation. Articulation for Pikachu is kind of bad. I know that in my previous deleted review that I said it was okay, but now looking at it, it's not the best. First of all, Pikachu does have the ability to crawl on all fours. Kind of. He looks awkward when he's on all fours, and it does not help the fact that Pikachu can't look up all the way to make him crawl and look natural. You can't have a crawl without him always looking down on the floor. Not to mention the fact that he can look down just fine. That's not really an issue. But when it comes to looking up, that's the problem. Because Pikachu's known for crawling on all fours. You see him do it a lot in the anime and sometimes the games, i.e. X and Y, and I think Pokemon Coliseum and XE Gale of Darkness. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know. Well, that's the head, but the antennas? I really don't have any problems with the antennas. They're executed well. I think the range of movement they have is enough. But at the same time, not really. I think instead of being a swivel and a hinge, I think it should have been on ball joints. Because that would have helped give them more freedom, rather than just being restricted. Like, that's honestly how I feel. I think it should have been like Lucario, where in order to switch the heads, you would have had to remove the ears, and you know, obviously not break them. Yeah, that's pretty much the flaws I have with Pikachu's antennas. I think it should have been ball joints, so we had more freedom and movability. The arms suck. First of all, it kind of breaks up the sculpt between the hands and the arms, so it actually looks like Pikachu actually has wrists, that's not what that's supposed to look like. But I can't hate that too much since they kind of had to do that. The way the arms are executed in terms of articulation is not good. He can't even move his arms all the way up at a 90-degree angle. Your posing with Pikachu is limited. And when I said reasonable poses, I meant reasonable poses about the figure and the way it's executed, and I should not have said that because that was just me giving mercy points, and I don't like to do that with figures that have noticeable flaws. I swear to God, in most of my other reviews, it felt like I was defending the figure, which is something I don't want to do. I want to point out the flaws. I want to critique stuff. Yeah. Okay. Enough about that. Let's go back to Pikachu. Pikachu, let's the armor articulation. I'm sorry. The arm articulation should have been better. It could just swivel, and that's it. And it could barely hinge at all. Again, I feel it should have been like on a ball joint to have more freedom. Because now you can actually have Pikachu stand up like an actual person. That's not right. Well, I don't know. It's just not. It's just weird and not right. I honestly wish that the arms should have been better range of movement, because Pikachu should have had better range. Because it's Pikachu, you want to put him in dynamic poses. Isn't that the point of S.H.Figuarts? Guys, sculpt and paint job don't mean crap to a figure if it's known for the articulation. S.H.Figuarts is literally known for the articulation. If you want a figure from Tamashii Nations that's known for having good sculpted paint apps, buy the Figuarts Zero for figures, because they're statues. Figuarts, Monster Arts, D-Arts are literally supposed to be known for the articulation. And Pikachu does not show that. And because of the price, it only makes it more awful, more kind of just bad. The D-Arts Mega Man figure had a lot more articulation, and that was about the same size as Pikachu. That proves that Bandai and Tamashii Nations can make small figures that pack a lot of articulation. Pikachu doesn't have that, and that's a problem. The legs are fine for Pikachu. Like, for the design, it's okay. It's the ankles on ball joints and the legs on ball joints. At least I think they're on ball joints. I'm not sure, but still, I really don't have any problems with the legs. Except I wish that the ankles could have had a lot more range. I think they just should have added an a ankle hinge. The tail. No problems with the tail. It's pretty much like Lucario's. It has a swivel hinge, so that is no problem at all. Trust me. Anyway, moving on to the size comparison. Thoughts on that have also not been changed. I think a size comparison is pretty good for Pikachu when it comes to Smash Brothers, but in terms of accurate scaling, it's horrible. First of all, well, I say it's horrible because if you look at this right here, he literally towers over Venusaur. That's not right. I mean, I can't really hate him for that because they had to make Pikachu bigger in order to give him some articulation, but you know. So, I really don't think I had to go any more into size. How about the accessories? Again, it's unchanged. I felt cheated. He comes with so little. Only 2 faceplates. Well, technically 3 if you count as a neutral one. Only 3 faceplates, and only 2 sets of hands. That is it. I paid $45 for this figure, and that is... I felt cheated. People paid $30 for the figure, and they feel less cheated, but still feel cheated. What would have helped is Pikachu coming with a Thunderbolt effect, or maybe the Pokeball stand with a Tamashii stage. I think that would have helped. But since it doesn't come with those, it doesn't. Not to mention the fact that Tamashii effect Thunder and the effect parts are $20 per piece. And if you want a complete Pikachu, you need to dish out $50 to $60 just to have it. That's low. That's not right. No. You can't do that. That's not cool, the S.H.Figuarts. That's not cool. Anyway, how about my final thoughts? Overall, it's not horrible. I'd be lying if I said it was a bad figure. But since I looked at it pretty good, and since I gave it my honest opinions, and since I looked at it critically, which that's not even a real word. Hashtag grammar. God damn it. Whatever. Anyway, since I critiqued it better, I should say, I feel like that I should do this more with my stuff. I should be a little bit more critical. Again, I'm not trying to be a douche or be harsh to any figures, but still, I think that's the way I should do it. And I'm pretty sure that's the way other toy reviewers do it also. So, I can only recommend the Pikachu figure for die-hard Pokemon fans. But that's it. And if you absolutely need a Pikachu figure, I'd recommend you buy something else. You don't need this figure. You really don't. Yeah, it's the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, but honestly, the figure, you don't really need it. And if you want Smash Brothers figures, like if you want to display Smash Brothers, go right ahead. Because I think that's what most people are going to use it for anyway. Because I do a lot of toy pics. You can see that on my Instagram. But I honestly think Pikachu is more of the Smash Bros. Figure and not exactly the Pokemon figure. Because he doesn't scale well at all with the Pokemon, and thus he's going to look incredibly weird in toy photos. With Smash Brothers, however, he's not going to look bad. I mean, he looks okay when you have him posed, but your posing options are extremely limited with this piece. I stay away from this unless if you really want it, or unless if you're a diehard Pokemon fan or want a Pikachu for a Smash Brothers collection. But that is it. And what you saw there was my real thoughts on the S.H.Figuarts Pikachu. With that being said, I'm DeMario17, and I am out. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.